Welcome to Websites for Beginners. This is JP with Divi Deconstructed, video number 2. Yesterday we made a video and we looked at how to make a nice header, and we deconstructed one of the layouts that come with Divi. There are many features in Divi, and as we go through these deconstructed videos, I'll slowly add more of these, you can call them advanced features. So if you know of a feature that I've not covered, it will come. But at this moment, I just take it step by step and introduce them slowly. I have to say again, I mentioned in yesterday's video that a lot of features that had been released, especially in 2018, had really significantly sped up my workflow. And every time I work in other page builders, I often look for those features because I've gotten so used to them and I love them. So this is really one of the strengths at this moment. A lot of people had been complaining about, we want headers, we want footers, and yes, we know and we understand, and hopefully those things are coming. But in the meantime, when it comes to that user interface and when it comes also to the workflow at this moment, I really enjoy being able to do the things that I do in Divi, and I'll show you one of them today. Let's go to Divi Deconstructed number 2, and we're going to more or less repeat what we did yesterday. So we go to Add New, and then we're going to add a second page to what we've got here already, and just waiting for eternity to load. Okay, I see it's loading at the bottom. Great, Divi Deconstructed, and we call it number 2. And then we can just say publish, and from the publish we can use our visual builder. Pop up here, use the Divi, go for Visual Builder. And we are going to do the same that we did yesterday. Unfortunately, one thing that Divi currently doesn't have, and that is a blocks or a section. At this moment, if you want to use something, you have to use the entire layout. You cannot just choose one part. But like we did in the previous video, you load the entire layout and then you just choose the section you want. It would be nice in the future to have sections or blocks by themselves so that you don't need to load the entire layout. But that is something that we hope to see in the future. So again, we do the same like we did yesterday. We're going to choose Browse Layouts. And then we are going to choose the same layout that we did yesterday under Business. And we go for that one called Business Consultant. We choose the home page and then say use this layout. The more I do this, the more you'll also get familiar with it. Later on, I can wake you up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you'll be able to do it with your eyes closed. And we just wait for it to load, get all that info from the server, wait patiently. I'm trying to do some small talk while we are waiting. Great. Now, the first thing you remember after you loaded a layout is that there's going to be an empty default section up here, which we are going to delete. Now, we created in the previous video this header element here, the section, and now we are going to be looking at this little box here, which is, I want to say, one of those features that many new website designers strive for. The ability to have an element move over another section, because this is not part of the top section. This is in a second section. And we know that because when I hover here and we see this blue bounding box, then we know that there are 2 columns because there's these row settings in here. And on this side, we have this module. So in this video, we're only going to be recreating this module, and I'm going to show you how to move it up here over this header in the top. And hold on, don't be scared. These things are not rocket science. Well, I cannot do that. I guess you do need a rocket scientist to do it. Let's zoom out. So we're going to get rid of all the sections below here. Not going to be working with them. And then first of all, I am going to duplicate the section at the top because I will need something to work over. I'll show you later. To duplicate a section, you hover over the section, then you go to the section bar here, and you will see these little 2 pages like that. That is your duplicate section. Now you have 2 of these, and I want to put this one in the middle to keep that as a reference. Now I'm going to drag and move it. So you see my little arrows when I hover over this section. Click and drag, move it up until you see that little space there. It was there. Wait, and let it go. And now you will see it has moved between these two sections. And I am going to be recreating this section below this one. To add a section, you need to zoom out, and you will see this is a blue section, which is your standard section. So we click here at the bottom on the plus, and we go to regular. Good, and that one up there, you can see, has 2 columns, so we choose this one. Now, what is that element there? That module, let's go look at it. We click on the settings, and you will see it is a call to action module. Let's exit here, and we're going to add it over here. And to find it, you can just type call to action. You only have to type the first few letters, and then you can click on it. Now, similar to the heading, do not let these things like title, button text, and the paragraph confuse you, because you will see if we go into the one that they used, that the title, Optimize Your Business Today, is actually up here. It's like a small subtitle at the top. And the main title is actually here in the paragraph. So don't let things like title and subtitle set you back. You can style them and use them any way you would like to do that. So let's now go and I'll show you how to style it this way and how to move it up all the way to the top. Follow along. So the first thing for our title, we are going to type in, oh wait, what did they say? Optimize your business today. We're going to put that there, right? So go here and op, I can't type. Optimize your business today, our contents, and then the button, get started. And I type in get started, and you tell me, JP, the button does not appear like previously. Why not? This is a call to action, and they require that you add a link to this button. And the way you add a link is that you click here on the link, and then you will type the link in there. For this example, or whenever you are working with a website and you don't have the link ready, all you put in there is a hash, so Shift 3, or whichever keyboard you are using where the hash is. You put in the hash, and that will serve as a temporary link. It's an empty link. It will just return to the same page, but it will allow you to display that link. And you see our button has appeared here. Let's go back to the text. We had to get a free consultation, and we're going to add that here in the paragraph. Get a free consultation. Consultation, correct. As you can see, it looks nothing like the one up there. If we just look again at it from magnifying, eek, it doesn't look good at all. But wait, we're gonna make it look pretty very soon. Now let's start styling this. Go into our call to action settings, and where do we start? Let's go to our design, which is over here. And remember what I told you, when you are in here, you can just click on this little brush in the blue icon circle, and it will take you to the styling options for that thing. And we are now in the title text. So we're going to leave it on H2, and for the title font, we are going to use Poppins. Now, if you followed along with the previous video, you would have searched for Poppins and you would have used it. And because you used it before, it will stay in the memory of Divi. So Poppins should be here for you to select, and you can just click on it. We're going to make it bold, and we're also going to make it uppercase, all of them. Now for the colors, you will see it is that color that we used yesterday, and it should still be in your recent. So if we click on recent, there you see, you can just use that color. Right, so for the title text size, we're going to make this 14 because it's actually not a title. We just want it, you know, as an upper subtitle kind of display. Let's make it wide, a little bit wider with a letter spacing of 2 pixels. And then let's get that line height 2M. Right, and there we go. That's basically all you need to do for this one over here. There's an exclamation mark after today. Let me just go put that there. Let's be perfect. Today, exclamation mark. Good. Now let's do the next one. Click again on settings. I didn't need to exit, but you can click on it. Again, hover over it and click on the paintbrush. and it will take you to body text. But we are going to be using our body text as our main heading. We used in the previous video Playfair display. We're going to choose Playfair display, put it on bold, and also put it on all caps. For the color, we are going to use black. Body text size 38. Type it in and it will go big. Doesn't look good. We will do that and fix it soon. For the body letter spacing, we leave it there. And for this one, now we have to increase this line height so it doesn't look that bad. And we are going to put the body line height at 1.4. You see? Get a free consultation. Nice. And we've done everything in that area. Last one we have to style here is our button. So let's click on our button and it will open the button. Use custom styles for button. Yes, please. And we enter that one. So for the button text color, we are going to be using white. And then for the button background color, we're going to use that color. So let's go to button background color, click here. And now we don't have a way to access those colors that we used previously. So what we're going to do is we're going to go copy that setting again. I'm just going to click on this one, go here, double click on that, Control C for copy, go here, click there, and then go to background color, and then click in the box and paste it. That option to choose recent colors is not included here yet unless I'm missing it. That would be nice to have in the future. Let's style the rest of it. Button border width, we're going to reduce that to 0. We don't want a border width there. Button border radius, we're also going to reduce that to 0. We want nice sharp corners. And then for the letter spacing, let's make it a little bit wider. We put it at 1. Then the font is the same one we used yesterday, so it should still be there, Sarah Extra. I keep saying yesterday. I don't know when you're watching this video, but let's say in the previous video. And we're going to put the font weight on semi-bold and then also make it all caps. For the icon, if you hover over it, you see the icon. We're not going to be using an icon, so I'm going to deactivate that icon. Let's look also at button hover border radius. When we hover over it, we're going to put it at 1. And that's it. We are done with this. Of course, it doesn't look yet like the one up here because we have a background that is white. So now we click again on our settings. We go to design. Oh no, we go to content. We go to background. We click here and we just choose white. You see? Just by doing that, suddenly you can see already how much it looks like the one at the top. So let's say yes. Go back to it. I did say yes, but we could have stuck and stayed in it. We're going to add a shadow. As you can see, there is a slight shadow around it. Shadows, one of those things that you can use, but also use them very carefully and appropriately. Go to design, go to box shadow, and choose this one here that's under it. Once you click on it, it will open up some new settings over here. And for the box shadow vertical position, this one here, we're just going to increase it slightly to 15. And then for the blur strength, we're going to increase the blur strength a lot so it looks more spaced at 80. And that's it. There we go. For the shadow color, you can leave it at that. And then we want to add one more thing at here in this settings, and that is animation. We are going to choose, I think we choose this one over here, fold, and we choose fold to the right. And we can say animation starting opacity. Where's the animation starting opacity? All the way to 100%. So it will come from nowhere. Let's click on that, click on this one again. You see, there we go. So all that we need to do now is move it up here. And the way we do that is via the margins. So for that, you need to go into sizing, into spacing. I always get confused with these two, so please forgive me. The first thing we want to do is add some space between the top of this line and the bottom. And we're going to add a little bit, which is around 10%. We're going to use percentage this time. 10 and then the percentage sign you type in. And then we do the same for the bottom. You can also just link it by clicking on this little link button and it will display the same percentage. And now we want to move it up. And to do that, we play around with the margins. Moving something away from its container is a negative margin. Look what I'm doing. If you don't understand, that's fine. But if you can get your head around the concept of what I'm doing, you will be more comfortable in the future moving modules into other sections and overlapping them the way we're going to be doing now. So this is the top of the module, and we want to move this module up. And moving the module up is a negative function. Go over here to custom margin, go to top, and you can type in a negative margin. But I also want you to see this little thing here at the bottom. When I move my cursor over it, you get the sideways arrows. We call that a scrubber, usually if you use Photoshop or other application. What you can do with a scrubber is you can click and drag. So if I click and drag to the right, you will see it will move down and you will see it increases positively. If I drag, I'm still holding, drag and move to the left, it will go down. And once it reaches 0, it will go into the negative. And now you can see where this is going. If I stop and I come back, click and drag, you can see. Now I am moving this module over the top section. And we're going to do that all the way to minus 200. There we go. And you'd be not surprised to see that we have created it beautifully exactly the same. Great stuff. Right, so here is the tip I want to share with you today. I am no genius. I didn't just figure out how to do this by looking at it and knew exactly how to do it. In the past, I would sit and I would go to the original one, I would click on the settings and I would guess like which one is this, which one is this, which one is this, because previously we didn't even have these functions. I had to go in design. And if you look at all these labels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it was quite a mission finding these things. But Divi has made it extremely easy to find them now. If you load any layout like this one, and you want to know what had Divi changed from the default setting, all you do is you go up here to this little block that says filter. You click on the filter, and then you click on modified styles. And it's going to give you a list of everything they had changed from their default. Right? So remember, this is a call to action. If I load another call to action here and I put it in, this is your default. It will always load like this. If I click on this one's filter, you're going to see modified styles. There is nothing. They didn't change anything. Let me exit that modified styles. Let's say exit there. Now let me just change one thing here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going into design and I'll go to spacing. And I'll change the custom padding to 10%. And then I will link them like this. That's all I did. Let's say again, check so you understand. Let's go back to module settings, click on filter, click on modified styles, and there you see. Because I changed that, Divi records it. And that when you go back later and you're like, oh, I can't remember what I had changed, then you click on modified styles and you can find them very easily. This has made my job super easy because now when I want to do a deconstruction of any module or any layout, all I do is I click on it like this, choose the settings, go to filter, go to modified styles, and I find everything. There we go. And this is how you can also speed up your workflow and learn more about Divi. Hope you found this video useful. Please let me know if anything more we can add to this, and your feedback is always welcome. This is JP and Divi Deconstructed at Websites for Beginners.